It's Thursday, therefore the number is 5. 5 for stage 5 of Dakar 2026. But also we've got 3 Fords in a row at the beginning. What a stage, the end of a marathon, the end of many, many bits of nails that have been bitten, and we still have, for the first time this year in Dakar 2026, the same leader for a day in a row. Welcome, race fans, motorsport lovers, and others. Hola, I'm Colin.
I'm Clifford, the biker guy.
Biker guy.
Biker guy.
What a day it's been.
Again, not a great one for the bikes, but...
sorry for you.
Sorry for me again, yeah. Not having the time of my life right now.
Biggest highlight from the bikes today?
Biggest highlight?
Yeah, or low light.
Okay,
Ross Branch running
Ross
out of
Branch
moose.
running out of moose. Highlight, Bradley
Cox.
Cox, 4th. Yeah, today he decided he could push, and patience. Patience worked out. Today was the day where he could push, and he did, and yeah, came out solid 4th place finish.
Do I get the sense and the feeling that he's lurked and this is an incredibly mature ride from Bradley Cox?
I think you're spot on there. What he said in his interview was, you know, he's feeling a bit of pressure. Not that the team's putting pressure on him, but he wants to finish for Shirko. He wants to make sure that they're there on the podium and at the end in the ceremony. But he said today was a day where he felt he could push, and he looked after his tyres in stage 4, and then today was the day. We clearly saw what he can do. So yeah, mature ride, I think.
And of course, it's got nothing to do with win bonuses at all. Greetings and salutations. I had to get that in. If you have any questions, queries, comments, please send them in. Clifford will attend to them. We hope to have an interview with Julien from Century Racing, because they found Jesus today and Jesus found the earth. Let's roll with that clip if you've got it, Peter. I know it's completely out of sync, but this is Dakar. This is how tough it is. It is absolutely brutal. 10 meters, 20 meters off the path, and Jesus meets the ground. Check this out. So that's Jesus Khaleja in a Santana Bakkie, which is actually a very great little bit of innovation from the Century Racing team. So they've got the car with a normal Century body on it, and they put the Santana body on it, and it became a Santana Bakkie. Absolutely magic. It's a true testament to the strength of the cars that at that speed, about 140 k's an hour, that you can have an end over end and get out of the car and walk away. The car won't continue, sadly. And that is an entry into one of the things I want to talk today about is seat belts and roll cage padding and the way things are put together and safety inside a car. Because, Cliff, we saw some penalties today where they are in the top cars, the T1 Plus cars, they've got internal cameras, and the organizers are watching them all the time, and they give penalties. 10 for each second that you're not wearing your seatbelt correctly. You might have had got into the car after a tire change, and you're busy putting your belts on and tightening them, and the car's moving. They consider that as incorrect wearing of a seatbelt. For each second, you get a 10-second road penalty. So they're really, really serious.
It's quite brutal, but I suppose it's the right way to go.
Yeah,
you know?
You can't screw with that sort of stuff. Seatbelts, helmets, and clothing. It's a non-negotiable, and anybody who wears oh, there you go. So Saood gets a penalty, and these are the kind of things that it works. And for speeding on a road section, you get a Euro penalty. But if you don't wear your seatbelt, each second you don't wear them, you get a 10-second penalty. But hey, let's start with bikes today.
Oh, wow, okay. I feel so unprepared. Yeah, okay, let's get into the bikes. Not the best day for Ross Branch. So a couple guys had a bad day today. The tyres definitely played a critical role because obviously the bikes didn't change tyres last night, and some of the guys nursed their tyres well, some not so much. I heard like Daniel Sanders, he saw cracks on his tyres and he thought, make sure that I'm there at the end, and that's what a lot of the guys did. But yeah, tough day if your names are Sharana, Van Beveren, Howes, and Ross Branch, all not having the best time today in the second part of the marathon stage. Ross, as we mentioned earlier, he ripped the tyre at the end of stage 4, and then tried to made sure that he finished. But yeah, no moose, made it incredibly difficult. His words, I mean, we all know Ross Branch is a fighter and an absolute warrior. Still staying positive, saying that maybe his dream for Dakar and lifting Ultimate Glory is over, but he is going to fight for stage wins now. So it'll make it exciting on that aspect. But if we jump into it, and I don't know if Pete's ready there, but GP stage today, Luciano Benavides, the Argentinian, took his first win of 2026 Dakar. 4 hours, 5 minutes and 16 seconds in the desert. Florimo, old Nacho Florimo, he on a hero got a second place finish with Sanders again in third. Mature ride from him, making sure that he's there. And then, as we mentioned, good day today for Bradley Cox on a Sherco. Ricky Brabick was fifth. Therich was sixth on a Cove, and he's the Ready 2 stage winner for today. Mason Klein on a Hotto, seventh. Konrad Dubrovsky on a KTM was the second Ready 2 rider home. Preston Campbell on a Honda was the third Ready 2 rider home and ninth overall on the stage. Tony Mulich on the KTM rounds out your top 10. Tasha Sharana, he got hit with a nice little 10-minute penalty for leaving the bivouac refuge outside of the markers. So that hurt him.
It's like weird, yes, there's a start line and all the rest of it, and we shall only have one click and you shall do it this way.
That's it, yeah. So, I mean, obviously there's rules in place for a reason, and it probably affects timing, etc. Although, I mean, these guys have got transponders, and like you said, there's cameras all over the place. These guys know what they're up to. But, yeah, he got hit with a 10-minute penalty. That hurt him today. So that moves him out on the overalls as well. And then Ross Branch all the way down in 43rd place today, an hour 17 behind. So
bleeding time, eh?
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. So if we look at overall in the GP, Sanders now back on top. Brabick is second. Benavides moves up to third. Sharana having a rough day today, down in fourth. Florimo fifth. Skylar House sixth, Van Beveren seventh, who lost 30 minutes today because of a mechanical. Bradley Cox eighth, Ross Branch ninth. Both are over an hour behind. And then Mason Klein on the Hotto in 10th. So Ready 2 overall. Preston Campbell, he's holding 20 minutes over Dubrovsky, and Mulish is third. So yeah, that's pretty much the bikes for today. A bit of a heartbreaker. They showed today there were withdrawals of 7, but I saw Ronald Fenter and Tobias Epster included in that. So cumulatively for today's stage, they've got 7 withdrawals. So the guys are still hanging in there. I mean, we're not halfway yet, but yeah, still a lot of bikes to finish and a lot of racing to happen.
So we've got a bit of a KTM and a Honda Sami. KTM Honda.
Yeah, and then the heroes trying to get into the mix there, but yeah, still a lot of racing. I mean, the gaps are not massive overall. So yeah, it's still anyone's game. A lot of racing to happen. We still haven't had rest day yet. So I mean, if I was a betting man, I'd keep my money in my pocket right now. What about you, Colin? What happened to the cars? You've got.
They raced.
Did they?
Yeah.
And well, some raced and some crashed. Some are going home in a basket.
No, our boys raced. It was absolutely magnificent. Started out early, and I did get to my normal day job a little bit late today, I must admit, because it was absolutely fascinating the way they came out, and absolute huge attack. So let's just go back to yesterday and talking to Glyn about, we're now in NASA's backyard. And yesterday, Henk gave him a proper snortklop, passed him twice, and from off-the-record discussions. And what I believe is that any of the the European Toyotas have been told that if you get anywhere near NASA and you can pass him, you pass him. End of discussion. Show the guy how quick this thing is. And we could see that in the shock of NASA at the end of the stage. I don't think he could believe what actually happened. So the expectation was that Henk would go out first, 3 minutes ahead of NASA, and because he was opening the road, the conventional wisdom is, well, he ain't going to open the road. And the race went for 3 hours, 54 minutes. They passed each other twice. And Henk ended up, he opened the road and ended up first car back. So the race, yes, his position was 16th. He went from first to 16th. But so did NASA also fell back. And there's the race. So it's not about where you come in stage position. It's choose your rivals who you're racing in the race and have a go and see what goes on there. But let's just get to the results. Ford, 1, 2, 3. Fantastic stuff. You know, they're bloody reliable. And Procop in the privateer, they say, it's run out of the same place. Then Marias in the Dacia Extra, my dark horse for podium. We're just talking about stage. Let's just go back to the South African point of view. I've got to say something about Witse in the Optimist. Remember stage 1, he was right up there, back up there again. It's a two-wheel drive, it's a privateer, magnificent performance. Botterill, what a race. They went from 28th to 9th, 7 minutes behind. And they talk about there's tracks and you can only go follow in the tracks and can't go off, and the cars will catch up to somebody who's a little bit slower. They call it a dust train, and he got caught in the dust train, and that's just the way it is. So he had the potential to be 3 or 4 places higher, probably lost a couple of minutes, 3 odd minutes. A brilliant performance again from Guy Botterill. Really, he's had some really crap luck. And when he starts having some good luck, he's got the potential to win stages overall in this. Next in classification from 1st to 16th was Henk Lategan, 12 minutes and 13 seconds off the pace. No worries about that. The car's in good condition. He's in good condition. And he was racing NASA. So NASA started second, finished 15th. As I said, they spent the day on the road. 12:05 behind was NASA, 12:43 was Henk. So, what a race. 19th position, starting in 9th, was Saood Variawa, 15:52. Another really, really good race from him. The kid has got potential of note. He's got the skills, and there's something in my mind that is just saying that he's taken that, like my overall impression of this Dakar is everything has gone up a gear, and I think Saood in his mind has calmed down a little bit, and we know he's got super speed, but if you don't get to the end, it's a fruitless and futile endeavor. So get the car to the end in the least time. Then Brian Baragwanath also again got caught he started 8th, finished 26, 20 odd minutes off the pace. And, where was Saradori? Again, had a brilliant race. And if we go to the overall positions, how cool is this to say that day 5, we've had, for the first 4 days, we had 4 new leaders overall, except for Today. Because Today, right on the top step, is Henk Lategan. Now the gap, it's important to look at that gap. The gap was 3:55, it's gone to 3:17. Against Nasser Al Attiyah, in Nasser's backyard, opening the road. Pretty bloody impressive. Matthias Ekstrom, my outside for the win. Definitely podium, he's 5 minutes off. King Carlos, 8 minutes off. and Matthew Saradori in 9th position. What a fantastic run he's having with that car, 19 minutes off. And then just outside of the top 10 is Saood Variawa, 21 minutes. And then Brian Barra and Leonard Kramer, 52 minutes. So in my mind, 20 minutes is sort of getting to rest day, 25, maybe 30 minutes is the time. If you're outside of more than 25, it's iffy to get onto the podium. But if you 25 odd minutes, you're in with a shout, and there's a lot of racing to go. So Brian Barra, Leonard Kramer, 52, and then Botterill with all his troubles. You know, the amount of, I think we need to crowdsource a cleansing ceremony for Guy Botterill to get rid of the clouds of the bad luck and whatever, because he's quick, he looks after the car, he doesn't screw it up, and he can talk. He's lovely to interview, because basically you press start and then you press stop, and you don't have to ask any questions. 59 minutes behind. Now, we are not in the results there, but Schroeder and Stuart Gregory, they're not in the race. They're busy repairing the car, and they will restart as part of the Dakar experience. We've got some stuff of theirs, but we're not going to play that yet, because part of the privilege or the being part of our family is you've got to ask us questions. You've got to send us queries. You've got to let us know how you feel, and how are the Toyota guys feeling now that Ford came 1, 2, 3, and how many times has that happened? Ford have had a 1, 2, 3 and a 1, 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but Toyota have had 2 days in a row in the lead, and it doesn't help if you win stages and you don't win the race overall, because this glory, first is why they go racing, second is first of the losers. I know it sounds harsh, but true racers know what I'm talking about. Cliffy, who's saying what?
Yeah, we've got some guys checking in. Shamil was first in. He was very early check-in. But yeah, Altor Diff in, King as the South organization in. And then there's a comment here about the Santana that you were talking about. And the Santana body was developed in record time as well, from design to production. That's from Eben Marburg.
Absolutely. And the cool thing with these vehicles, they stand alone and they build a body on it. And you could, I mean, if Kia, why aren't you going racing? Or Biak or whatever. And if you speak to someone like Century or WCT, you take the existing thing that is proven and proper, put your body on it, and you've got a racing car. It's a truly wonderful way of developing the racing.
Yeah, we've got Heather Botterill joining us, saying hello. And then...
Is that Guy's mom?
I think so.
Hello, Guy's mom. Your boy did good today, real good, and yesterday.
And then who else have we got in here? Yeah, Cass Kruger's in, Yuri Yodan's in, Adrian Kutsia's in. So yeah, it looks like we've got some people in for some great entertainment and interaction. Yeah, a lot of guys excited. Benjamin Matafu, let's go. So yeah, couple of people excited. We've also got a Simon here that's highlighted in red. Can you guess which Simon that is?
I know 3 Simons.
Okay, have a flyer.
Simon Vasilal.
How did you know that? Wow, Colin, you're like a prophet. I'm impressed by you right now.
I've got powers.
He's in as well. So yeah, but yeah, a lot of people joining us, a lot of excitement, but no questions yet.
You know what I'm quite sad about? Simon was Guy's co-driver for a long time, both in rally cars and in the cross-country car. But Simon likes pies and food. Simon, I know that you'll forgive me for this.
Just don't go there. Why must we apologize tomorrow?
No, it's quite sad that in modern motorsport, no matter what your skill, if you're not a skinny ass, you ain't going to get in a top-line racing car.
Okay.
And Simon is not, he's not the smallest guy in the world. But anyway, it's sad that all has to happen. I haven't. No, I wasn't body shaming. I said
think-
that he was not the smallest.
I
guy.
think we've gone too far for
He
that.
was-
We've
he-
had
he's a
pigeon and
unit.
chicken legs and all
Simon,
sorts.
we love you. You're good. I'm making the point that you should be in a car. We didn't speak about the stock cars.
We haven't, no. I was going to ask you about it. There's one more factor, then you can talk about stock. Eben Marburg, Century used some very unique processes to produce the body for the Santana, which also makes it quite a unique car outside of it being built on a CR7 chassis.
Now, we're trying to get hold of Julien from Century, trying to set that interview up. That's one of the questions that we'll ask him. Let's go to the stock
yeah.
cars. And these are not stock cars as in Miami, but standard-ish cars, where Defender have come to take on the might of the Land Cruiser. Today was Bakayusa was first 44 seconds behind after lots of hours. Peter Hansel, Sarah Price, and then Basso in the Land Cruiser. So in the overalls, it's still I've lost my train of thought. In the overalls, it's still Bakayusa who's leading from somebody else. Peter Hansel. I've got my notes here. Peter Hansel, Basso is third, and Price is fourth. But I can't read what's on the screen over there. And it's very interesting. So the Dakar organizers, they want to grow this stock class. And Defender have come in. It's probably a reasonable price point to come in. They've put a lot of marketing money behind it, apparently lots and lots of it. And it certainly will add to, their vehicle is up against a Land Cruiser, which is a legend camel of the world. And if you can beat a Land Cruiser at Dakar, maybe it's got some good marketing value.
Sure.
Because the reason this race exists
Tell me,
is for marketing.
You talk about stock, but is there a cap on how much they can spend on these cars?
No.
So it still comes down
But
to...
there's a limit to the modifications.
Fair enough. Okay.
So basically you can take your normal Defender and modify it a little bit, strengthen some bits and pieces, put some seat belts, roll cage, carbon fiber, blah, blah, and go and race it. And then when you go and race it, you're only allowed, of the parts that are in it, extra 3 turbochargers, 2 gearboxes, 2 diffs. So they try and keep it kind of standard-ish.
Yeah, and fair-ish.
stock-ish.
Yeah.
Motor racing's not fair. It's a
It's never,
meritocracy.
yeah.
You're either good or you don't win. Let's go back to your peoples.
Yeah, Freddie van der Merwe, it looks like after today's marathon stage that the teams are starting to look at rather finishing the Dakar than winning stages. Your thoughts of that?
I think strategy is the race is starting to show a flow.
Yeah.
And starting to get a pattern. I heard a comment from Glyn today where they're already planning for next week, Wednesday, on where they want to be at the second day of the next marathon stage. So they know where they are now, and I don't expect Henk to win any more stages until the second day of the marathon. They'll lurk around about 4th, 5th, 6th, and keep an eye on NASA and Ekstrom, and just make sure that that gap is there. And then when they get to the end of the second marathon, then it's absolutely pin it. So the territory is changing as well. We've come out of the super sharp, the rocks in where they have been in Saudi Arabia are the sharpest rocks in the world. They can cut anything. And just if you touch them, you'll end up bleeding half to death. That's how sharp they are. So they come out of that and they're starting to get into the sand. And it's we think that the sand rider is not so much of a sand rider specialist, but we do know that it's strong, really strong in the sand, but we do know that the Overdrive Toyota is built for that sand. So I can't wait for tomorrow. We'll discuss tomorrow's stage in a little bit more detail.
There's a comment on what you've just said now from Bentley saying, NASA made a choice, as we all do. He must live with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, NASA left Toyota in a, some say that the check that he wanted wasn't large enough. Not that anybody can pay him any more money than all the Kuwaiti oil in the world can. And he struck out on his own way with the Sand Rider. And look, it's quick, it's great. He's in charge of his own destiny. But I think there's a ground shift happening in cross-country racing at the moment. The way we've seen the Fords come and go, and all their top cars are still running. So it appears that their reliability is there. Toyota, of their 4 cars, they've lost 1. Apparently due to tires, but I saw it on the back of a flatbed. You don't, if your tires are fraught, you just put a spare wheel on and you drive it. Something else was there, but we don't know. There's a massive shift in this whole racing, and we're going to see it from Sunday. Saturday's rest day. We will be in studio. We've lined up a whole lot of interviews, so during the day, we're going to go bomb, 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 whoever comes in. And there are a couple of really, really interesting people. Ross Branch has agreed to talk to us on Saturday. So just keep the notifications on race day. You'll get them. We've got Ross and Stuart and many, many others. And Pigeon, who was here last night, has gone over as our roving correspondent. And when he gets there, he will start sending us some pictures we're giving them some equipment, and I can't wait to see that.
Me too.
Right, 2 more questions, and then, hold on, before you go there, I want to talk about Puck. She went in Class 302, she went from 8 to 6 today. She was 3 minutes and 6 seconds off the pace. They're 6th overall. Remember, she's the 5th woman to win a stage, and we claim her as a South African, even though she races on the Dutch license. That's where the trust fund is registered, but she lives in Cape Town, and we take her as a South African. So they 1 hour 40 behind. They're going to have to do some hard work to get onto the podium. And then for my Mozambican friends, came up yesterday. What a lovely place that is. I've got to go back, not just to holiday on the beach and all the rest of it and drink that other stuff, but that racetrack in Maputo is fantastic. So Paulo Oliveira is the navigator of Truck 623. It's a Scania Toredo, and they are a support vehicle, so they're one of the racing trucks. He's the nav, and their mechanic is Mario Rodriguez, and Alberto Herrero is the driver. So shout out to Mozambique Motorsport. What a lovely place to be. Right,
Paul Del Rev. If we look at the list of all the top guys, they all have a chance of winning this Dakar. We haven't got halfway yet, and they are so close. 30 minutes at this stage is insignificant, and that's sort of the same marker you were throwing out there. Cass, Kruger, Ford themselves don't even like their vehicle. That buggy looks nothing like the Raptor.
No, it does. It's magnificent. It is wild. I mean, if you Lamborghini is part of the beauty of the Lamborghini road car is its wickedness, its wildness. It's way far out there. The Raptor it's fugly. The Dacia, also fugly, but they are so fugly, they are so cool. They are the cool stuff. I mean, have you seen half the buckies riding around Santa? I mean, you really need all those big tires. The uglier, the better. Make a statement.
Yeah, I think cars must be fun. Otherwise, it's just too monotonous.
Yeah.
Placelift. How's it, guys? I must say, watching the Hilux Blast ongoing. So, yeah, some guys are enjoying that Ford are coming to the party here. Shamil, it's pretty insane how close the gaps are still when you remember they've done nearly 2,000 kilometers of special stages, less than 5 minutes separating 6th to 11th. Absolutely.
Yep.
Here's one. I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. Does anybody know what will be the cost if someone wants to buy a Ford Raptor the same as Carlos? So I've got a figure.
I have a figure as well. Okay, so assuming that you could, I mean, Malcolm from M Sport would take all your money, but basically you can't buy them. But it would be in the region of 1.2 to 1.5 million euro.
So a figure I've got, and working for Motul has its perks, but we've done a couple of Dakar experiences as competitions with customers, etc. And we do it a bit with Terence Marsh, and their figure that they throw out for their fast car with the GTR motor is just over about 20 bar. So that's what you're looking at for something.
Look, these things are not cheap.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than a helicopter. It's cheaper than a blonde with stuff, because that will bankrupt you. So buy a racing car. It's more fun, and you can drive it whenever you want to. The next question?
Yeah, let's move on here. Then, just trying to go through the banter here. Your mate Simon. Benjamin Habig, we have a national rally champion joining us. Just trying to see what the content is there.
So there's a whole family.
Yeah.
I don't know what they put in the water down in Natal there somewhere, but Jan Habig, multiple time South African champion rally driver, a huge character, has bred well. And there's Benjamin. And then there's the Botterill family. And it's like all of them, they all get together and they all know each other, and there's just racing, there's speed in that family. I don't know how the hell they do that in those genes. It's unreal. But Benji's a proper...
He's a chap.
Yeah,
he's a chap.
Yeah. And an entertainer.
Jaco Herbst, what do you think? Do you think BMW will re-enter the bikes again? So they make a lot of smoke and mirrors about it, but there's no official talks from BMW. They release Dakar editions and all sorts and dangle the carrot. But the research I've done, because this question actually came up yesterday, and I missed it unfortunately, because I technologically challenged behind the laptop. But I did a bit of research on it. But there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, but nothing official coming out that side. So I hope so. It'd be nice to have another manufacturer in. The more manufacturers, the merrier. BMW have shown appetite to race in other facets of racing. So potentially yes, but nothing in the pipeline for the near future. I wouldn't say that we can all buy BMW shirts for 2027.
You know, for me, you go down the pub and the boys pull in on their bikes and they've got all the gear, and it's like the Harley boys.
Yeah.
So they pull in with all the gear, and it's the KTM Oaks are there, and then Yamaha they've got actually quite a lacquer thing. What's it, a Tenerife?
Tenere, yeah.
A V2 thingy,
Yes,
whatever.
yeah, Super Tenere, yeah.
Really like a bike. Where's Yamaha on Dakar? I mean, Stefan Peter Hansel made Yamaha super famous,
Sure.
but they still sell some of those things. And BMW have also got that V2 thing.
Yeah.
Forget the flat thing. It's like
Look, I mean, there's so many manufacturers that have got bikes that are touring bikes that sell well in South Africa. Suzuki's got the V-Strom. It's a beautiful bike, the yellow one with the gold rims. That's a
yellow and gold rims, and there's got to be black stripes on it.
Like
Suzuki
I think it's
of
got
old?
it's got like almost like that purplish seat and that old Corona colors. Beautiful looking bike, very much Dakar inspired. Sells well, looks good. I mean, Suzuki's efforts have gone into the touring market and the enduro market, but not making a hell of a lot of off-road bikes, really. They've done no development. The only guys that you really see putting in development, and I could talk under correction here, are the guys that are basically entering Dakar. The Yamahas, they've got bikes out there, and maybe motocross is a thing, but not racing Dakar. So, I think back in the day, Japan took a bit of a hit with some of their factories and that, because we saw a shift, and hopefully they come back. I mean, it should strengthen, but then also, guys have mentioned, and we're seeing it with Kova and Hoto, and there's a lot of brands entering the South African market, like CF Moto and those sort of things, that all Chinese are very pretty bikes, and the technology is not far behind. Some of them are maybe better in certain aspects. So, we'll see a shake-up.
A whole lot
Absolutely.
less, yeah.
So, we'll see a shake-up in the next few years. BMW, I hope so, but you never know. It all depends on what the budget looks like.
I'd like to see a Suzuki Jimny at Dakar.
I mean, we see a Suzuki Jimny at Samola. Let's get one in Dakar. That's what it was made for,
I'll
man.
tell you
Come
what,
on.
they could go and win the T3 class quite easily. one of the things, just to follow up on that, Jesus meeting the earth a little bit earlier, is the FIA are very, very strict on seat belts and seating positions. And I just thought in the rules, they've got article blah, blah, and recommendations and guidelines. And I thought I'd like to share some of this stuff with you. Because I see a lot of things when we go to cross-country racing and rally racing. I see guys with weird seating positions and seat belts in the craziest ways, with a buckle up here, and I worry for their safety. So let's have a look at what the FIA says that this should be in Dakar. So top left picture is the position of where the ears of the seat need to come around, and in general, the middle of the ears need to be in the middle of your eyes. That's to stop their head shaking around, and I'll demonstrate a little bit later. The one on the right just shows the gap between the edge of the ears and the helmet, and it's 50 millimeters on either side. So it's basically like a matchbox on its side, on either side of your helmet. So that the idea with that is that your head doesn't move hard. And if you're sitting like, you've got a big gap like this, your head goes gong, 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 and your brain, the head stops, but your brain is still going. And that's what causes all the junk, because on the it's not all smooth on the inside there. And so it's this, if you imagine like a balloon, and the balloon stops, and the liquid, your brain, goes all around, and it gets squished, and you get like broken. So you want to keep it as that impact as little as possible. And then they've got the Hans head restraint system, which holds the helmet here down to the back so that you can only go a little bit. So now consider this. You've got these ears over here. You can't move your head like this. You've got sitting in a racing car over here and a big A-pillar down there, and you can move your head like basically this. So if you want to make a U-turn, you turn the steering wheel and you can see this much. And no wonder some of the guys get a little bit lost, and no wonder things happen. Peter, just bring that picture back again, because it goes to the seat belts. Look at the bottom picture. And one of the rules on the seat belts is that the belt must come out of the, first of all, when it crosses, if you look at it from the top, it has to go inwards. But when it comes over your shoulder, it has to go over your shoulder and not touch the seat. And it can't go up, it has to go horizontal or down. And those are absolutely vital things, because if your seatbelt is up to the top like this, and the mounting is higher, as you go forward, it's like there's a radius here, and this thing is not holding you, and you go, and so pay very careful attention to the positioning of the seat belts. I mean, a lot of us just go racing a little bit and all the rest of it, and make sure that the lap belt is over here. So enough for safety, Colin. The other Hastie's helpful hint is that when you're working with sodium hypochlorite to try and get rid of dust and mold and stuff in a shower, wear a proper mask with big filters in it, otherwise you end up with it's not lacquer. That's just my helpful hint. Next question from the crowd.
I'm just going to throw this out there, Colin. If people didn't know we were talking racing and watched that whole performance that you put on there, we would have to put an age restriction up on that show. That's all I'm saying. Colin, please tell us what you think of the Redline Nissan GTR engine compared to the Fords.
Okay, well, it's not only the Nissan, the Redline GTR, the WCT run it, and Optimus, I think, one of the others also runs it. So there's 3 versions of it, and they all run to a common map. I think it's a brilliant engine. That base engine with a few little modifications can make 1600 horsepower, and if you really go a lot, you'll see the Sheriff go up the hill at Samola with 2,000 odd horsepower. Reggie Roots will tell you that it only makes like 800, but don't listen to any of them. It's a great engine. It is big though.
Yeah.
And being a turbo, it needs more cooling than a naturally aspirated V8. And no ways, and does it sound as good as the Ford. I may have been a little bit exuberant in calling it a flat plane crank. I have yet to see any confirmation that it is flat plane, but it sounds absolutely magic. And it revs to hell and gone. I don't know how the hell they do that. So a great motor. It's got more torques than the Ford.
Yeah.
And in my belief, I think that cross-country racing is more the area under the graph. So if you draw a power graph, revs versus power, you measure the area underneath that. And the bigger the area, the more usable power that you've got on the thing. And torques is just a measure of power at lower revs, and that's what it gives. There's less gear changes in it, and it's easier. It's more relaxing to drive. And if you've been in a car for 7 hours yesterday, I think it's a good thing.
Cool. And it sounds incredible. You know.
The Ford, best sounding motor in.
But even the GTR, like for what it is, and when that rolls up, I mean, you'd all want to just hand over your money to capture that sound in your garage every morning. What a pleasure to go to work listening to that. But Rob Priest, we love you, Simon. Kevin Retief, not many problems with the BFs today. Barry Henderson, are we getting out of the volcanic sharp rocks and into the stages that reward guts and experience? And that sort of comes back to the not many problems with the BFs, is that the terrain is starting to change. So we are seeing that. Simon, coming back at you, salads don't win races.
Absolutely. And beer is not a slimming drink. Simon, is it now?
Here's a nice, or a good question. I like this one. And I'm keen to hear your thoughts on it. Hi guys, with the opening of the stage making such big time difference, do you think the organizers will maybe in the future give time for opening the road for the cars?
I hope not.
Not a fan?
No, not at all.
I think it takes away from the strategy a little bit.
There's, the minute you start changing things, motor racing is not a fair sport. It is never meant to be fair. It is a meritocracy. You're good or you cuck. If you're good, you win. If you're not good, you don't win. And part of being good is not just, I can drive a car fast. You've got to make sure you can drive it fast, look after it, make it reliable. You've got the nous, the brain to think about all sorts of things. And you can work out, it's like a game of chess with arrows and numbers on it. No.
There was something I heard a while back at a racetrack somewhere, but someone turned around to me and said, and I wasn't involved in the conversation, but I just listened in, and they said, racing is a smart man's sport. Like you said, people think, and people that sometimes will attend races but aren't that deep into it, they think you just get in a car, get on a bike and go fast. But there's so much more to it. It's setup, it's precious. It's how you get your bike or car to run. And where do you want to finish? Do you want to lead? Do you want to follow? What's the strategy? And that's what I like about it. It's high speed, all stakes, heavy risk chess. And that's what it is. You've got to be clever.
It's chess on the edge of a cliff.
Absolutely.
With a flamethrower coming out of here and the whole board wobbling.
Yeah.
And you pressure from all sorts of people. So, they talk about, this guy's got big balls and he can do things. Balls don't win races, brains do.
Yeah, look, balls can win races, but it's short-lived. Short-lived, I feel. It's a stage here and there, but it's for a race like this, that kind of balls, that's not going to get you to race day. I can tell you that right now.
Courage is understanding the danger and performing at the maximum despite understanding the danger. Balls is not understanding the danger, in my mind. And the thinking drivers, you look at all of the top drivers in the world have incredible mental capacity. They have, it's here, this wins races. Right,
so
lecture over?
Yeah, I'm with you. So back to that, we don't think that it's a good idea to give time bonuses, but you never know what the organizers come up with.
There is a time bonus. Just get to the end faster.
That's it, yeah. And time bonuses don't get any penalties. I think that's the best time bonus of all, because that affects the race as well. Ruben van Niekerk, Yazid and Timo said not worth taking the risk after losing time as they are still nursing back injuries from a previous incident.
Now, let me tell you about Ruben. That is a man he is a man of note. Ruben lost his leg, and instead of giving up and suffering and woe is me, used his brain powers to develop things and do things. He's finished the Absa Cape Epic. He's done the Munga bicycle race. The man has got a brain of note, and his famous saying is, "It ain't cool if it ain't air-cooled." Ruben,
Yeah.
thanks for watching, boy.
How's it, guys? I must say, watching the Hilux's blast alarm compared to others, it just sits so well that Toyota has got that suspension so well set up. That's from Placelift. But I mean, there was touched on. Go. I can see you excited. Just go. What you got?
Yeah, because we're coming up to tomorrow. But that's where that thing has been. It's not a rock racing vehicle, the overdrive Toyota. And I don't know what to call them now, because the news is that Toyota Gazoo Racing is, by the end of this month, shall not exist. There will be Toyota Racing and Toyota Gazoo Academy. And Gazoo Racing will be from standard road cars that are modified to go racing, and the bespoke racing cars, like the stuff on the World Endurance Championship and the Rally Raid Championship, will be Toyota Racing. Also, their sponsorship of the Haas team will end up being Toyota Racing Haas. So a very interesting dynamic that's coming in there. And that thing has been designed to attack not the rocky stuff, but the fast-flowing and be incredibly good in the dunes. So I cannot wait for tomorrow when they hit the first dunes. But we'll talk about the dunes thing very shortly, because we've got to talk about catering and 2 or 3 more comments there.
We've still got quite a few here. South African Racing Matters says awesome reviews from both of you. We did good, Colin.
Who gave awesome reviews?
South African Racing Madness says awesome reviews from both of you. But they could
Cool,
also be
thanks,
talking
Steve.
about some of our family members, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You're blushing there, boy.
I am a little bit. There's some nice comments here. I'm actually enjoying this. Big Fish 300, Henk Alson Hein Jr.'s birthday today. Was it?
No, it was yesterday.
That's what I thought.
And I tried to get the message that Klein Henk. So Henk's dad is, anyway, he's also, there's a Henk from grandfather through to Klein Henk. Klein Henk, 6 years old, sent his dad a message that was just so cute. That's cool. Just saying, "Daddy, I love watching you and go fast, and I can't wait for you to win," and things like that.
That's cool.
We couldn't scrape it.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Here's a good one. Good evening, all. What are the rules regarding what you use to inflate the tires with?
You are only allowed to use air.
Okay.
No nitrogen and all the rest of it. Of course, the definition of air is it's supposed to be ambient air, and you can try and dry it and all the rest of it, but essentially ambient air.
Okay. Then, Friendly van der Merwe, can't wait for Saturday show. Will be awesome. Thanks again, Colin and Clifford, for all the great effort you put in, bringing us all the inside info of the racing. This will be the nicest thing I'll say to you, but I think this is all you infectious and rub off on all of us. And I think you make Dakar what it is.
I'm a tiny cog in a tea. So let me tell you about Saturday.
Yes, this is what I was going to ask you, because it's not necessarily a show, is it?
Right now, we don't know what's going to happen. And for the last couple of years, I remember we've arrived in the studio. We've got 2 studios in our complex, in our broadcasting center. I kid you not, it really is. This is a kind of massive studio. And we've got a little one downstairs. And Henk and I sat there from about 9 o'clock one Saturday. We had a list of who we'd like to interview, and we're going through luckily I'm quite privileged with my cell phone, got numbers, and we go, trying to set them up. And there were periods of nothing. And then sort of late in the afternoon, it just boom, boom, boom. And it ended up being magic. But Ross Branch has agreed to talk to us. Janelle de Villiers is joining us tomorrow night, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And Julian, we do need to talked to, we've reached out to Brian, Terence Marsh, Glyn, Pigeon will find some other people to talk to, and we're going to basically arrive at the studio in the morning and gunk, and see who we can talk to. And as we talk to people, it'll just go live, and it's, what's the term? Freestyle. We're going to freestyle it on Saturday. We might have a 6-pack of beers.
Well,
So,
anything can happen.
who knows?
Laurie James, hi Cliff, is an hour behind the leaders in the bikes too far behind to catch up by the end of Dakar? Wondering if there's an outside chance for Ross. Look, an hour is a lot. And the problem is that there's a lot of very capable riders that are ahead of Ross. So, yeah, in a Disney movie, it's anything is possible. But in reality, one rider having a mishap or having a crash or falling off, there's potential there. But is it possible that all 9 are going to have massive mishaps to claw back? There's a lot of riding still to happen. An hour is a lot, but anything can happen in racing. We don't know. Stranger things have happened. So we hope for the best, but it's not impossible, but maybe unlikely, to put it that way.
I just get the feeling that on the bike side, the gaps need to be smaller to succeed as opposed to the cars.
Yeah.
If you go into Monday, Tuesday, and you may be 35, 40 minutes off. I remember Janelle was an hour and a half off on a Wednesday, and he nearly won the thing. But I'd get the feeling that on the bikes, it's a lot closer.
The pace is pretty much close. Everyone runs similar pace, so it is quite difficult. Look, like I said, it's not impossible. It's just unlikely. We hope for the best, as we always do. And South Africans, we diehard supporters, and we'll always back our riders, Southern African guys. But we hold thumbs. We just hope that things swing in his favour. And I mean,
my
Brady
biggest
Cox
wish is that Rossi gets to the end.
Me too.
He's had so much bad luck, and those sort of things. Going back to the makeup of a driver, they sit in your head. Sergio Perez he's good, but his brain wasn't good enough to beat Max. And anybody who comes in to try and beat Max, you've got to have this part being absolutely iron, solid, rock hard. And I don't think that we pay enough attention, just as a normal human race, to the mental aspect, the mental impact on sports overall, not just from a driving point of view, but also from the team. A quiet mind is an effective mind. You can come and pay me money, I'll give you some more.
You've been on it today, hey? I'm impressed with you. We had Hasty's top hints and helpful hints.
Helpful hints. I've got some more.
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second. Benjamin Mutafu, BMW too focused on selling S1000 RRs to people who can't ride. No need to worry about Dakar.
It doesn't matter. Sell the bike.
You know what? You'd say that, but not so much. Eh? I think the superbike market not selling a lot of bikes. Yeah, shrinking very quickly, and the pricing is ridiculous. More these Dakars, these touring bikes, the guys that are traveling around the country and stand up when they ride through traffic. More of that than anything else. But
hey, I stood up on my scooter when I rode through traffic. It's cool.
I stood up on 125.
Especially in January.
I stood up on 125 just because I was too tall and my knees touched, my elbows touched my handlebars. Then coming back to Bentley again, saying Yamaha were being beaten too bad, couldn't take it anymore. Shame AVB would have taken them places. I think Yamaha's heart's not in it. I think their focus more than anything is they've got the superbike thing going on, but I think they do so well in supercross and motocross and that sort of thing. I think that's where their focus is. Then there's another comment from Bentley saying Germany wouldn't survive 50 kilometers in any form.
I'll tell you what, a Jimny will go further to places that many other so-called proper 4x4s will go. I'll challenge. Tell you what, here's the deal. Michelle, bring me a Jimny and we'll challenge any other oak to bring any of their 4x4s and we'll go places, and I guarantee you the Jimny wins. Boom. But what I'm meaning is just like you take a Jimny body, modify it a bit, like that Raptor body that looks so standard. Looks like a Raptor.
Yeah.
You can see the family resemblance there. Or is it just the big Raptor badge on the side?
It must be the badge on the side.
And you do the same thing with a Jimny. Put that on one of Glyn's Toyotas and see how that goes. Woo! First overall for... he cost
Someone says, just chuck Eben Marburg says, just chuck a Germany body on one of those Scott's Can-Ams from South Racing and they compete in T3 category.
There you go. By the way, there is a graphic of it. Henk, find that graphic and show it to us.
Barry Henderson, also a valid comment, and it's something we haven't mentioned about where you start in the race. And this, I feel, is also quite valid because some guys like to lead, some guys like to follow. It's down to preference. But starting first gives you the opportunity to race without dust. That is a small positive because you get clean road. I mean, you're not following anyone else, but that is a positive to opening the road, is that you're getting to see everything first in a clearer perspective. So, yeah. Stuart Gregory is in with us saying, hey, guys, great to see you boys as usual.
We're going to... sorry, carry on with
that. No, done. Carry on. Well, you were excited there. I don't want to
kill your enthusiasm. Okay, just as you say that, Peter, you've got the two Stuarts. They have... let's just listen to them and we'll tell the story after this.
Guys, thought we'd get extra videos today, but a bonus, instead of having one Stuart, we've got two Stuarts.
Good morning, guys.
Mr. Thompson here, please could you just give us a rundown?
We are scouring the bivouac for a spare part, so we think the buggy roll guys have got what we need, and we're just trying to track them down and get them out of breakfast and see if they've got one of these. If they have, our day will be much easier than it would otherwise be.
Yeah, so it's just a small little pipe which Stu's got there. One, it's actually just on this fitting here. If you pause and zoom in, it's cracked. Very small issue, but yeah, you need to have the right part. So Stu's pretty confident, team's working hard, and a lot of mechanics here. So yeah, small problem, and hopefully we can get going.
Let's hope.
So the follow-up on that is that they've run the car, and they are back in the race tomorrow. That's Jürgen Schroeder and Stuart Gregory, and hopefully we'll talk to Stuart on Saturday as well. That little pipe, yeah, it's a standard part, but it does crack right at the union as it goes into the turbo and sprays oil all over the place. So, yeah, Saturday is going to be a fun day. You go about your business, just make sure that you've got your stuff on the phones, and then if you go to the YouTubes or the Facebook and put the alarm on, when we're talking on Saturday, it'll alert you.
Yeah, because we're not doing a set show at 7:26.
No, it's going to be...
We're going to just bring the stuff as we get it.
It's going to be one of those ish shows. We're going to sit here, and when we chat to somebody, we go live.
Yeah, so basically on Saturday, at 7:26, you can catch up on your Binnelanders or whatever it is that you watch, rugby, or whatever the case is. But we'll bring the interviews during the course of the day, and then we'll be back Sunday to carry on with the racing. Yeah, carry on with the racing. So yeah, Saturday we'll give you...
I've got to mow the lawn on Sunday morning.
So yeah, we'll give you the night off, but yeah, then Sunday it's business as usual, and we're back at 7:26. Cass Kruger, we discussed this a little bit yesterday. With cars, you have a driver and navigator, so the driver can focus on driving, and navigator can earn their keep.
Co-driver.
Yeah, it's co-driver. But I'm reading it as it's written here. Bikers have to do both, hence the bonus time. So yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, okay, I'll give them that.
Yeah, fair enough. And then France one, I shouldn't give you any more ammo than you need, but he says, I love that, Colin. If you're good, you win. If you cuck, you don't win. If you drive your car in the trailer after a rally, you are a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, then Bentley saying, self-inflate was the curse of the buggy. Satan speaks in tongues and then gives me a whole mouthful here, which I don't think I can repeat. And then Cass Kruger, excited to hear what Janelle has to say. Is Janelle confirmed for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, exciting. Because we've been trying to get him for a long time.
No, it's...
hey, I'm impressed.
I'm really looking forward to talk to him. And it's a bittersweet discussion because, damn, he should be there. He deserves to be there. If I ran a cross-country team in Dakar, he would be the first driver I employed because he's got the development, the calmness, the experience. He's a Dakar winner. He knows how to get a car to the end, and an invaluable part of the development team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
he's done all of it. Been in every situation. That experience is. Yeah. You can't put a price on that.
Oh, he beats. Many people. So I just had confirmation that Julien. has agreed to talk to us right now after fighting with the FIA. So for those of you who've hung in long enough, well done. All good things come to those who wait.
Should we, while we wait for Peter to do his magic behind the scenes, should we discuss catering?
Yes.
Because then we've got everything out the way and we could just focus on the interview and then happy days.
Yeah. Okay, so catering. It was Le Chicon again.
But
However,
however, sorry, it was not something that came in a box from a colonel.
No, it came in a pack.
With salad.
Yeah, I cooked it all.
You did. I was
I
impressed.
did.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you go to that shop that's changed its bags from black to white for a short period because, you know,
Yeah,
you can do that.
But I enjoyed it. It was good. I had more than I should have. And yeah, I'm sort of feeling a bit sluggish here behind the bench, but that's because of your catering skills. So I'm going to go in, look at that.
Oh, yeah, hello, the two birds.
Now, those are 10 chicken legs. But yeah, I'm going to go 8. I enjoyed it. It was great. There was lots of white meat. I felt like I was healthier and eating like a champion that we talk about on Dakar. So that's the closest I'll get. I'll give it 8. What do you give it, Colin?
Well, I
mean,
gave
you're going to
it
be biased.
8.
Yeah, you're going to be
And
biased.
I ate it.
So yeah, that's
And when
the
Dam
catering.
Manetya
But
it's, you know, the thing is that in order to do food, you got to put a bit of effort in. And sometimes, and effort takes time. Sometimes we don't have time.
no, we don't.
So then you have to zip past it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with, I'm not slating,
No, it's just busy time.
yeah, and
Every day is a challenge.
apparently I'm cooking when I get home tonight so we can have other supper tomorrow night.
Oh wow, I'm excited now. But yeah, that's. I mean, like I think every night has been a bit of a scormal here. Even when we think we have time. If you want to see the greatest race and the greatest finish, check the race day parking lot at our secret location around about 6 o'clock, so we can do our prep and get ready. So
Why do you get here so late? I mean, I was here.
I've got motor oil to sell, 300V puppy. I've got lots of performance customers that need our stuff at a rapid rate, so that's why I'm late.
And is your boss, is Moshe keeping the thumbs on?
Absolutely.
Does Moshe know that you're here?
She does, yeah, she does.
Does
I mean,
she-
I saw her in the office on Wednesday.
Does she give you permission to wear the Motel stuff and put Motel stickers on my laptop?
Yeah, she does. I mean, the sticker that's for free. I mean, normally our customers have to buy some oil to get those stickers. So you're welcome.
You should
Colin.
be paying me to put that on there.
I beg to differ. But yeah, she knows we're here. I mean, Moshe, enthusiastic Dakar fanatic and anything with two wheels. So absolutely, she knows I'm here. She's been watching me and analyzing my performance. This is going to be my review tomorrow.
So, the great news is that the cell phone signals to Saudi Arabia work out, and Julian Hardy joins us after a fight with the FIA, I believe, Julian.
Good evening. Sorry, what's the fight about?
No,
Which one?
Welcome, yeah, which one? Julian and FIA. Welcome to Race Day, Julian, and thank you very much for taking some time out. I believe you've been having some discussions over the Santana Bucky and whether it's okay to carry on racing.
No, not true. The chassis is badly damaged. So, and the driver Jesus Calleja, he's got a headline fracture in his shoulder, so we're not carrying on.
It's sad that you lose that, because I think the concept of having a different body on a CR7 is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, well, not our choice, but something we presented to Santana, and they love the idea. We did it in record time. The decision was, or the idea was presented end of August at the Aragon race. We got the go-ahead a few days later, so early September, and we delivered the car in Barcelona on the 12th of November, if I'm not mistaken, for the launch, the press launch. It's been a big story in Spain because it's not only Santana, it's also Ebro. We're beyond the two projects, two revived Spanish brands, both entering Dakar this year. It's like we built up this rivalry in the press, but we beyond both projects, and it's a very good thing for us. We've been working at it for a while, and hopefully this is it will be interesting to follow in the future where it leads us.
Now, I believe there's some interesting ways that the body was manufactured.
Yeah, we're always constantly looking for better ways and faster ways to make it. Yes, the mold making process was fast tracked with our new techniques. I can't take any of the credits. It's because we have some very bright and talented people in the composites department, and they came up with some very clever solutions. And yes, we did it in record time. Was on walking on a tightrope from day one till we delivered the car. But yeah, it was until the crash today was a big success. Or Santana venture. I'm a bit upset right now, but yeah, it is what it is.
Julian, let's switch back to your Century cars. Matthew and Brian are having a really, really strong race. I think the performance in the stages doesn't show where they're sitting in the overalls. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, very difficult to read. You've heard all the stories about the punctures, about people taking it easy. Brian has been very frustrated with the punctures, but yesterday and today, I think it was a lot more punctures. He's changing his style to drive. It's always very smooth, night. But yeah, it's our strategy is to try to finish between 8 and 12, 14 every day. You know, this is where you want to be. Some people like Henk managed to make it work, winning yesterday. He still came very strong today. They didn't lose a lot of time. But if you look at the Ford camp, you know, one moment they're all in the top 5, 6, and the next day they take a super big hit. So always difficult, but our strategy is to try to finish in the bottom of the top 10, you know, thereabouts, not lose too much time. Yazid won the race last year, and if you take his average, he was losing 7 minutes a day. So it puts into perspective what you have to do to win the race. So even losing 10 minutes a day should get you a podium if you can achieve that. But it's not easy. You've seen everybody losing half an hour or 20 minutes a day.
Yeah. Now, Julian, we move from the rocks and the stones. We're now starting to get into the dunes and the sandy area, which is a strength of your CR7. How do you see things playing out over the next 2 or 3 days?
Interesting. You said it's a strength. We made a huge progress on the suspension in the last 3 months. Or well, the big turnaround was just before Sun City. We had to basically start with a clean sheet on the shocks. We made not a change. What do you call it? It was a key moment. We found a breakthrough. It was a breakthrough on the shocks, but the real development started since May. And Morocco, we got a bit surprised. We thought we were good, but the Moroccan and Saudi terrain highlights any weakness you have in suspension, and that's what happened in Morocco. Pushed us back a bit in our last trenches. We had to dig deep to understand what was going on, and we made a massive turnaround between Morocco and now. The car works very well everywhere. We had some small dune samples, and yes, Brian was super happy with it. Mathieu was super happy. I think the car is a super good all-rounder. Lots of comfort, doesn't hurt anymore. They take the big steps head-on, no problem. The car is handling it. In the dunes, we'll see, but you know, everybody's quick everywhere these days, Colin. It's not like somebody's got a weakness somewhere. You're faced with the strongest field we've ever had in Dakar, I think, this year. You can see we're struggling to even get a top 10. It's super tight. Everybody's super competitive. But tomorrow is 80% sand, so it's not only dunes but also sandy tracks. One will tell. You know, you drop the tire pressure, you might get punctures, but you run too hard and you're not quick in the sand. A lot of choices to make every night. A lot of stressful choices. You're scared, you're gambling sometimes because it's a new tire as well. We haven't run with it. First time we run this tire. So it's easy in hindsight or from the outside to say, hey, but yeah, the guy should do this or that. But you don't have a lot of time to react. Things come thick and fast here. You know, every night it's a new challenge.
And it's very easy to sit on your couch watching a computer and some highlights and say, oh, well, you should have done this, should have done that. But when you're in the thick of it, right at the face of the fire, and making those decisions that have massive implications and the responsibility for the whole team, it's not very easy,
Correct.
is it?
No, correct. And drivers can be not spoiled brats, but they can be when you put the wrong stuff on the car, you hear all about it the next day. So I think we work super well as a team, whether it's SRT and us. We one big team, Century SRT. We get to DAKAR. Okay. So we involve people in the decision. It's not only me making the call. Nobody wants, so I do it by default. But it's our strength. We work together on a lot of subjects, whether it's suspension, whether it's fuel consumption, whether it's gear ratios. There's many tire pressures. We all try to put our heads together. It's actually it's fun. It's nice. It's not all the stress on my head. You come to Dakar every year, you can be as prepared as you can. Things do change, and nobody saw those rocks and those punctures coming. I can bet you, no big team saw that coming. They flew the chief engineer from BF Goodrich, and as an emergency thing, they got him. Apparently, he's here or he's landing tomorrow. I don't know, but he came from America because it's crisis management for BF at the moment.
You talk about the team, and not just on the track, but the support, your containers, your office, and spares, and all of that was logistics didn't quite work. But everybody with the Centuries just pulled together, and you got sorted out. Are you speaking to us from your new container now?
No, I'm not in the container. It's too noisy there at the moment, but I'm in the camping car. But yeah, it's a game. It's almost a game changer for us. Everybody's mood improved dramatically with the spare one arriving now, and it's a pity it didn't arrive earlier. But you know what? It's like Christmas delayed. It feels even better now.
Awesome.
Yeah, but we're lucky to count on very good customers that no problem, open doors, come and take whatever part you need. We'll worry about, the guy that crashed today, every day came, what is the plan B? What is the plan B? So listen, your car is driving. Don't worry about it. Go and race your car and we'll worry about the space. But there's no real plan B. We're going to get the container at some point. That was my belief. It's been a hell of a fight. But we took some gambles and some, it's always in hindsight, again, easy. We should have done this, should have done that. It was a novel idea. We tried it. But once you get the stuff, it's the right decision for sure. No regrets.
I'm sure you'll arrange it a little bit better for next year. Matthew, what's on the plan for tomorrow, going into a little bit of the sand? Have you made change? Julian, you've made changes to the car, the setup at all?
We're not really touching the shocks. They're working. We're looking at gear ratios, possibly changing a little bit. We might split strategies. And tire pressure again. That's going to be a tricky one for tomorrow, Get a better pressure for the sand, but maybe get punctures before you get to the dunes. We don't quite know yet what is coming when. No, nothing else really. This is again the Dakar. Every stage you got a bit of everything, so it's super hard to do a specific setup. You can't do that. It's too risky. You have to go all around package, and try not to compromise. So, our shock, luckily, it's a very advanced system. It's got 3 stages in compression, 2 stages in rebound. We have, I think, all parts counted. It's about 240 parts in the shock. So it's an extremely complex thing, but we're really on top of it now. I mean, Brian standing next to me and Matthew have been raving how good the suspension is now. They're actually a bit surprised we've come such a long way in such a short amount of time, but that's super good news. I'm a lot more relaxed than a week ago, before the race started.
And we pushed. Brian and I were the K53 shock.
R53, yeah.
After.
R53.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian and I, we were still pushing till the last day the car was leaving to fly here. So 10th of December, I think we're still doing short changes. We got here, we carried on, we picked up where we left off basically. We straight away opened shocks, more changes, grand tests wherever we could outside the big wax, small piece of ground. And and I think we've had 2 or 3 upgrades on Brian and Macho's car since we got here. And every time it was a little bit more, better traction, better comfort, better protection. So, even personally, I had my doubt that when the race started, we didn't look like we were on pace. But then, it came alive yesterday. And the tire thing changed the complexion of the race for sure. You see Sebastian Loeb saying he's driving 20% of his capacity. It tells the story.
Good story, that one. Julian, thank you very much for taking time to talk to us and sharing information. I value it hugely. And from the whole Race Day family in South Africa, keep pushing. Do your absolute best and give our best regards to the whole team, and we send our energies to you for all success in Dakar 2026.
Thank you very much. Thanks to you guys, the whole team there as well. We'll speak again.
Lovely.
Take care.
Thanks, Julian. Au revoir.
Bye-bye.
Oh, straight from the horse's mouth, as
proper.
they say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always interesting. We sit and we think we know a little bit. And then, guys, you can just see the wheels and the mouse is going on in his head, and lovely stuff.
Yeah, but a lot of things to think about. Interesting comment there made was that the big boss of BF is on his way to Saudi to get a grilling. So, that's going to be interesting. Another nice time for him.
Well,
it is what it is.
In any crisis,
That's
what do you do? You have to respond. Send the troops out to the colonies, and we shall fix
not even
the
sending
problem.
the troops, they're sending the big boss.
Yeah.
Last question to close out here. Well, I've got 2 actually. The one I want to touch on from earlier, but one here from Freddie van der Merwe, and this is for you. Is ABS allowed on the racing cars to help with tyre conserving? No. I was going to say, I know normally on track racing that ABS is normally not allowed either. And then there was one earlier from Penny D'Souza, and I skipped this one a while back, but she was asking what happened to Pablo Quintanilla, who raced in Dakar last year. Has he retired? He has. I don't know if you remember last year, I think it was stage 8, he had that massive crash and had to evacuate. And since then, I think he came back once or twice in the Rally Raid races and then decided to call a time on his career. So no longer racing. He's not in the Dakar this year. So I just wanted to touch on that from earlier.
This Dakar is a brutally physically and mentally demanding race, especially on a bike. The guys who succeed and finish it in Malimoto have my absolute respect.
And that's, just on that, Adrian Kutsia sums it up perfectly, and I think that's how we can end it. But the Dakar is nature versus man versus machine. It's a grueling race.
Absolutely. For a record, whatever the number of minutes it was, if you've lasted this long, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining us, our Dakar family. For the first 2 weeks of January of every year, we come together. We can almost sing Kumbaya, and we come in the celebration of the sucking, the squeezing, the banging and the blowing of the internal combustion engine, which shall always bring us shivers down our spine and joy to our hearts. Clifford, thank you very much. To our technical team and everybody involved, thank you so much. It's been a blast. For now, be kind and be lekker. And remember, a random act of kindness. We're out of here. Cheers.
Finger guns out.